Well, here we go. Hey guys, how are you doing? First of all, I'd like to start off by saying I am not an artist. Phew, okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. It all began on September 17, 1998. I was born in Northridge, California. I went to church every weekend, and most of the memories I have as a child were when I was at church. I was in the church's choir, and so were my best friends. Oh, and did I mention I have two brothers? Israel and Aaron. I love them so much. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start at the 4th grade. I remember this moment so much because of how painful it was. So the story goes, I was sitting on the bench, but not where you're supposed to sit. I was like sitting on the top, and because of all my weight, I caused it to tip over, and as I was falling with the bench, it happened to land on my ankle. And you can already guess what happened. Because I had broken my ankle, I wasn't allowed to go outside during recess for like 3 or 4 months, and as a child, it felt like freaking hell. I spent all of those months watching Star Wars, and to be honest, don't hate me, but I didn't like it. Maybe it was because it was the only thing I could watch. Those were the only movies that they had there. I don't know. Don't hate me. I'm going to skip ahead, so more time passed, and I soon culminated from my elementary school, and off I went to middle school. So middle school kind of sucked. I didn't like it. Wasn't my favorite. I just remember there being a teacher. Her name was Miss Clardy. She was so amazing. She always encouraged me to improve my writing skills, and because of her, I was able to get a poem of mine published. I know. Not too shabby. I need you right now. In middle school was where I met my 4 besties, Gabby, Catherine, Bethany, and Adalia. They were so fun to hang out with, and I remember nothing but funny moments. The only bad memories I have from middle school was when I struggled with my weight. It led me to the point where I made bad decisions, unhealthy decisions, towards myself, but luckily I didn't cause too much harm to my body, and I am doing much better now, thankfully. Alrighty, moving on to high school now. During my freshman year, I was going to turn 15, and my mom dreamed of me having a quinceañera, but I really didn't want one. Instead, I wanted to go on a trip to Europe with one of my best friends, and eventually my parents did let me go, and off I went to Turkey for a life-changing experience. During my trip, I met these 2 amazing guys. Their names are Malcolm and Richard. I'm still friends with them today. We just had a lot of amazing memories. We got to try so many new foods and drinks and teas, and we even drove snowmobiles in the mountains. Catherine almost freaking killed us though. She almost drove us off the mountain. Ooh, and now for the gossip, now for the tea. No, I'm just kidding. I had a crush, like the biggest crush, on a guy who was much older than I was. I'm not gonna say his name, but it started with the letter N. I continued to write a book that I had begun in the 6th grade, I believe. The book is called Troublemaker. I still haven't finished it to this day, but I actually really like the story, and who knows, maybe one day I'll even get to publish it. During my freshman year, I also joined cheerleading, and I met an amazing human. Her name was Amari, still my best friend to this day. For the first half of my high school, I can honestly say like my grades weren't that bad. Moving on to the next year, I entered 10th grade, and that was the year that I met my boyfriend, my boy toy. He actually went to another school, which I was thankful for because there was just so much drama, rumors around my school, and I just was happy, you know. It was nice. Moving on to my junior year, that was the year I got my first job. I became best friends with a lot of the people that I worked with, and some of them I'm still close to. We would go shopping, we would party together, we'd go hiking, and of course, you know, we shared a lot of gossip. During that same year, I also ran my first marathon, and that was freaking awesome. I never thought I would have been able to do anything like that. We also got second place that year during our cheer competition, and that was also pretty cool, you know. We had a really fun experience. Around this time was when my parents had gotten a divorce, and I don't want to blame them for how it affected me academically, but I did let that interfere with my school life, my social life. I had decided to quit cheer, I quit running, and I honestly barely graduated. Thankfully, I was still accepted into a university, and I was supposed to be starting fall of 2016. My problem after that was that my boyfriend was moving to Alabama, and I wanted to go with him so badly, so of course I decided to quit my job and I dropped out of college and off I went. If you know me personally, you know I returned back to California a few months later because I didn't really like Alabama. I guess I was just so used to the city life, you know. Forever will be an LA girl, a Valley girl. I got reaccepted into the university I was supposed to attend the fall before, and I got my old job back, and I ended up moving in with my father because by the time I went back to California, my mom had already moved out of state. My first year of college was honestly okay, but I guess the biggest problem was that I had become friends with like the wrong people. I ended up dropping out during my spring semester, and once again I was struggling and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Even though I did live in Los Angeles, my boyfriend and I felt so stuck. We felt like we just had no plans for the future, no dreams. We just felt like the bills were just too high, we were struggling, and eventually my boyfriend got a job opportunity in North Carolina, and we ended up moving October of 2018. It was honestly a really scary decision that we had to make, and it wasn't an easy transition. It wasn't the easiest trying to get used to the idea of not living in California anymore, but everything is working out well so far. I got a new job and was accepted into another university, and I am currently, you know, still trying to process that I am an adult now, and you know, I can't make any teenage decisions. Currently, I've just been doing a lot of writing and, you know, writing music and creating YouTube videos that I hope you guys are enjoying. I know, my life is still a work in progress, but you know what the best part is? Do you know what the best part is? I'm only 20 years old.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!